She's on the motorway, hands gripping the steering wheel, her child in the back seat. Cars rush past, headlights flashing, engines roaring. In the mirror, she sees the cars behind her, far too close, and all she can think is, I'm in their way. Her chest tightens, her heart pounds. She wants to pull over, but there's nowhere safe to do that. She feels trapped on the motorway and inside her own body, her own mind. Tears fill her eyes. Please, just get me off this road. Priya's life is full, maybe a bit like yours. Her mother is seriously ill. Her sister's recovering from breast cancer. She's raising young children, working full-time, running a home, trying to be there for everyone. She said, I've always been strong, but lately I just feel so worn out. And at night she's grinding her teeth. She's reaching for sugar and junk food just to keep going. And there's never a moment that feels like her own. What finally pushed her to reach out was the fear. Ultimately, it was driving on motorways had become unbearable. And each time she joined a motorway, she'd tense up, waiting for that rush of panic. She said, I feel like everyone behind me is angry, like I'm slowing them down. I'm in the way. And one day the fear hit so bad that she had to pull into the hard shoulder and she was in tears. And she had to call her husband to come and rescue her. And that was the moment she knew she needs help. It's a frightening thing, losing confidence in something you've done your whole life. And for people like Priya, who spend every day holding so many things together, it can come out of nowhere. She kept pushing herself, pushing through, but every trip left her shaky and exhausted. And before long, even thinking about a motorway was making her anxious. She said, it's not just nerves anymore. It's like my body remembers the fear even before I get in the car. And that's when she decided to get help, to finally understand what was happening and get her freedom back. Some weeks later, she told me she'd done something she hadn't managed to do in months. She drove on the motorway again without any fear. This time she felt calm. She stayed focused, she was steady, she was in control. She said she was almost waiting for the panic to return, but it didn't. Then, a few weeks later, she got some worrying news. A lump had been found on her breast and she was waiting for a biopsy. Now, naturally, that fear was there, running away in the background. And one afternoon, while driving on the motorway again, she noticed her mind beginning that familiar cycle, that spiraling of racing thoughts about what might happen to her family if the news is bad. The what-ifs starting to take over, the familiar tightening in her chest. But this time she recognized it for what it was. She said, I could feel the fear starting, but I was able to calm myself. I stayed focused on the road. She realized she could recognize the pattern of the fear or panic thoughts and how they were real and valid, but she could also process where she was and that she needed to remain focused on her driving. She wasn't trying to dismiss the fear or avoid it, only let it know that she's aware of it and that she'll listen to it later, but not now. It's like she learned to park the fear, if you excuse the pun, and not let it interrupt her driving. Now that's control. That single drive experience showed her that something had changed. You see, anxiety, no matter where it shows up, on a motorway or anywhere else, is not random. It's the mind reacting to something around you, in your life, around that time. And when you learn to listen and understand what your mind is responding to, everything changes. And maybe that's the message for you or anyone who's been battling with themselves for so long, fighting it, pushing themselves, trying to maintain control, but holding on too tightly for too long. When you stop fighting for control, that's often when real control happens. So if you've been feeling trapped because of fear or panic in any situation, maybe this is your moment to take the first step, to reach out. I'm Clem Kelleher. Get in touch at CelticHypnosis.com. I'd love to hear from you.